And welcome back to PRI. This is Prep Recruiting Insider here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale. I'm your coach of PRI, Rick Gailey, along with our Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nato.
And we had a chance to get some words from Jay Thomas, Northwestern State Demon football coach. Sat down with Doug Ireland, media relations extraordinaire for Northwestern State, and Jay Thomas gave his perspective on the 2016 signing class.
You recruited 11 defensive players, 19 offensive players, 2 kickers. Did you map it out to finish like this?
Well, yes, we did. And, when we come up with the plan, obviously this plan's, put into place actually well before, football season actually comes to an end. So I think we hit our mark there, and it is exactly pretty much like you said, how we mapped it out, and very excited about every young man that is a Demon now, and so you look at it, it is a well-balanced class, from top to bottom, and there were certain areas that we needed to address with our team, but the overall plan was to actually try to go back and backfill a little bit. From our first year. We got in late. We only had a couple of weeks to recruit. So that's why you see so many mid-year type players, falling into that category. So, just to round the team out a little bit better and balance that, every class out is what we were trying to get done.
The addition of Raging Cajun transfer quarterback Brooks Hack, what does that do for that position?
Well, I'll tell you, it adds depth. Coming back, we had 3 quarterbacks on the roster, and so we needed to add a little more depth there. And so when Brooks came up on the radar, obviously you want to have opportunity to get a caliber player like Brooks, and it's a guy that's played in 24, 25 ball games, at the FBS level. Outstanding young man, very smart. So it's a great addition to the quarterbacks that we have here already. It's going to be very interesting because the other quarterbacks with Joel Blumenthal and J.D. Allman both have experience. It was a little bit different than last year in going into spring training and last fall. So, it's going to be very competitive. Obviously adding Kenny Sears from St. Paul's and Covington into this mix. We can't wait to get him here in August and see what he does. So it ought to be highly competitive, there's no doubt about it, but certainly adding Brooks, to the quarterback list is a big bonus for us.
You targeted playmakers in this class, wide receiver Chris Fuller, wide receiver Gavin Landry, 3 receivers 6'3" or taller. Talk about what you look for in that position. Yeah,
we were looking for a little more range out at the wide out, particularly the X spot. We got that accomplished, very talented guys. Obviously, Chris is a young man that committed to us really early, went to Neville High School up through his junior year and then to IMG. College ready, playing at IMG allowed him to compete against the top competition across not just the state of Florida, but the United States. So really feel good about what he's going to bring to us. And then, of course, the other guys that we brought in, you mentioned Gavin, he's a slot type guy, really fast, really quick. So, we tried to balance that out as well. You want to bring the right length and guys that can make plays over the top of coverages. So, adding Chris there, a couple other guys, the 6'2", 6'3". We even got one that was 6'4", so giving us a little bit more length. And then adding some skill guys in there as well. So, it gives our offense more weapons to go to.
Along those lines, you added 3 tight ends. Any particular reason you had 3?
Well, I love the tight end position. I always have been a big fan of the tight end. So, adding 3 guys to that position, it allows our offense, again, to be multiple, create heavy sets if we need to create those. So the flexibility is there. And then, of course, the more tight ends you add to your roster, it also helps your special teams, particularly your punt team.
The Demons have been fortunate to add Division I FBS transfers in the past, and again, you did it this year with Quadra Antoine. Talk about him and about that philosophy and how you approach FBS transfers?
Well, I think if you look at the past history here at Northwestern, there's been a large success in bringing really quality transfers into the program. Something that we do look at year in and year out, and been fortunate to have some guys in the last couple of years that have come in and really helped our program. Again, this year, Quadre is one of those guys. We wanted to address our linebacker needs. Along with him, there's a number of other guys that are already here that are Division I transfers on the team. So, it's something that we're going to address every year. If it's the right fit for our program, the right type of guy, then certainly we're going to go after them. And, so we needed linebackers. It worked out perfectly. He'd been on our radar for quite a while, for at least a year. Very excited about having Quadre here. And then, of course, maybe potentially in the future we can have a few more join us.
All right, let's turn the page to spring practice, and that's not far away. And I know that with Brooks Hack being here, that's one area that trying to identify a starting quarterback. But what are some of the specific areas that you're going to be working on in spring ball?
Well, defining our defense, a little bit. Last year we flipped around a little bit in some schemes, so we want to definitely do that. We're going to experiment with some different looks, but with a 4 down and 3 down, defense. So we'll get that done, and then obviously, within the run game, particularly with our heavy sets, working on those type of things this spring. Really, and then focusing on our special teams. We've been really good last couple of years, in our special teams. So, we want to continue to do that. So, that'll be the focus. It's an overall team deal. It's not one area, but we need to really look at a couple of areas within the team, position-wise, that we really need to focus on, particularly the linebacker spot on defense. And then again, we need to develop some receivers and then continue to develop our backfield.
If you had to sum up in just a few words what you are looking forward to in 2016 for the Demons, what would it be?
Well, in a few words, hey, let's win. Let's have fun and win. And I think that we really finished this past season really strong, had a great run. And, it's a credit to the seniors that were here. They were able to hold the thing together in the beginning, had a tough start, but really finished on a big positive note. Winning Chief Caddo in the last game, really huge shot in the arm for our program. So, I know you said a few words, but we want to get this thing started off on the right foot. We got a big game with Baylor, could be a top 5 team in the country. That'll be exciting. Then we'll get right into conference play, and can't wait to see this team grow and watch them mature and watch them develop. So, it's I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a good group that's leading this team.
And we want to thank Doug Ireland for that great interview of head coach Jay Thomas of the Northwestern State Demons. It's easy to see why they have things going up there in Natchitoches. After this break, we're going to be right back. We're here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale, right across the parking lot from the greatest karting facility you have ever seen, Kart Mania on Friday. We'll be back. This is PRI.